Hello and welcome. My name is Lady T, and my channel is Lady T Tasty's Treat. Today we're going to prepare some veggie chili beans. I'm making this meal especially for my friend Chris. She's been very kind to me over the years, so I just wanted to do something special for her and thank you for all her help over the years. So we're going to turn the stove on to high. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of oil. And excuse the background noise in the back. I'm adjacent to the roadway. Okay, so that's heating. And I'm going to add the vegetables. So I'm going to add chopped up onions, chopped up red bell pepper, and some garlic. I'm also cooking a pot of rice. That's why you see the spoon is over the other pot. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start out with one and a half onions, Spanish onions, a half of red bell pepper, and I'm going to let that saute. I'm going to add some salt. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Well, let's make that a half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to adjust our seasonings as we go along. And it's chili, so I added a full teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to add about 4 garlic cloves. And let that saute. Now I'm going to add 3 different beans. So black bean, 1 can of black beans. One can of dark red kidney beans. One can of garbanzo beans, because this is vegetarian chili. I'm going to add a half a can of diced vine ripened tomatoes, and it's organic. So I'm just using a half a can. I'm also adding a half a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. I'm going to stir this in. And let that simmer for about 5 minutes. I added 1 cup of water and I let it simmer for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add half a can of tomato paste. That's going to be the thickener. And I'm going to add stir this in. And then I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add the spices. Let that boil down simmer for about 5 minutes. Okay, so now I stirred it. Let it simmer. And now I'm going to add the spices to it. A bowl of chili with some rice on a cold winter's evening. How delicious. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Let me lower the flame. It's a roaring boil now. I'm going to add a half of a tablespoon of cumin. Woo! I have the dropsies today. I'm going to add a half of tablespoon of smoked paprika. And I don't want it to be too spicy, so I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Chili have to have a little kick. And I'm going to stir this in. I lower the flame. And I'm going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Okay. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's to help the tomatoes and tomato sauce. So heat and sweet and the spice. Oh, my body's tingling from all the spices. Let that simmer. I'm going to taste the salt. Make sure I have enough salt, enough seasoning. Woo! I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon more sugar. That has a nice kick. Stir that in. Now rice is almost finished. Our beautiful pot of white rice. Go with the veggie bean chili. I'm adding a half a tablespoon of chili. And I'm going to incorporate that, and the bottom is sticking. So I'm going to stir that. And I'm going to get the spices off of the wooden spoon. I'm going to put the lid on this. It's low. I'm going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. I added 1/4 of a cup of teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to incorporate it. Stir. And I cleaned up around the stove. Always keep your stove, your work area clean. Okay, so I actually cooked it for 20 minutes. I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. It's a little spicy. You could, according to your taste, I could have added a little less spice, I think, but Chris is going to enjoy it, and I think I'm going to give some to my friend Gloria also, because she does a vegetarian diet part-time. When her grandchildren comes around, they want to have hamburgers and pizzas and chips, and so she indulged when her grandchildren are around, but when she's by herself, she's on a vegetarian diet. So I think I will share some of this meal with her. And thank you for joining me. If you enjoy what I showed you today, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share my channel with your friends and your family, and subscribe to my channel. So I enjoy teaching you. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy baking. I enjoy entertaining. So if that's something that you would like to learn from Lady T, I'll be so happy to be your teacher. Thank you for joining me today. A nice bowl of hot chili with some rice. You could add some cheese to it. You could add tofu. I didn't have any tofu, but you could have added tofu to the veggie beans. And you could have a salad with it. You could have vegetarian sour cream. And avocado, guacamole, plantains, get the sweetness after eating all that heat. The sweetness from the plantains will cool your palate. And thank you for joining me. And you have a blessed day. I'm Lady T, and this is Lady T Tasty Treats. And God bless you. Have a great day.